All right, let's see how it goes. Sorry about that. It is Trucking Answers live again. A little late. For some reason, the internet went down. I totally apologize, but I don't run the internet, so sorry about that. I know. Holy mackerel, getting all the booze from everybody. That isn't great. People, hey, please don't put your weapons away. Oh my gosh. That's not appropriate. I'm totally sorry about that, all right? So have come back, right? Holy mackerel. Put down your weapons. I know it was terrible. I'm so very sorry about that. So internet went down, so I don't know what happened. We are back again. So I hope somebody comes back anyway. I appreciate everybody coming back. James, everybody, Trucker Hershey, I see out there, Light Bright. What's going on? Kim and Dwight are here. Nomad came back. All right, I appreciate that. Yes, that was a total disaster. It was like total panic mode. Godzilla was going away. I don't know what was happening. Holy mackerel. So I'm back anyway. The internet. You just can't get through these internet things. I had a few of these CB Lingo terms. Yeah, a CRE. Yeah, I'm waiting for England to get around. But they're coming so slow. You know, only one truck would be enough of them really to get back. There's even Wi-Fi in the crack count. Oh, that's funny. Have you ever tried to access it when they're passing you? Do you know you can get free Wi-Fi for a second if you need like an update? That's true. Yeah, right. See, you know, who knows if Sierra England wouldn't have done it. You know, I never heard of some of these CB lingos. Have you heard of some of these? I want to do some of them, like a bean popper. What the heck is a bean popper? And there's a link to this in the description, too, on this article about all these CB lingos. Anybody heard of bean popper? What the heck is that? Bean popper. How long should someone be trucking before getting a CB? However long it takes to drive to the first place that sells CBs. That's how long it should take you to get one. Get the cheapest one if you don't have any money as soon as you get money, and then upgrade to a better unit later. Right. Bean popper. I never heard of a bean popper. That's really, really the weirdest. You know, a lot of these I never heard of, like bean popper. Bundled out. What the heck does bundled out mean? I don't know what that means. How hard would it be to get Wi-Fi in your truck? I don't know. Geeks Trucking, who does a channel here, he was in IT and did all this kind of stuff. He's got all that set up. Check that out on his channel. Yeah, a pill popper, right? A druggie. I never heard of bean popper, James. I mean, what the heck? Bean popper? Bundled out. What the heck is bundled out then? Do we know what bundled out is? Yikes. Bean popper. Bundled out that's another one, right? So bean popper. I can't believe I never heard of it, right? I should talk in the microphone. That would work better too, right? England, every new guy leaves after 90 days. Oh, that's very good, right? Use love points to buy a Cobra. Yeah, after a time you can build up enough points too to buy a CB at no charge. Overweight. Boy, James has got these going out, right? Maxed out on your weights, man. How about check your eyes for pinholes? What the heck? You're a bean popper the day after you eat beans. Trucker, yeah, hopefully that's not Tuesday. Hopefully you don't eat a Monday in a 3-bunk truck, because Tuesday is a real problem. Checking your eyes for pinholes. What the heck does that mean? I never heard of all these CB slings. Are these from days gone by? And, I don't understand. Check your eyes for pinholes. And I have a link to, there's like 170 of them or whatever. So I put a link in the description if you want to see, what the heck some of these things are. I never heard of half of them. It says checking your eyes for pinholes means you're tired. What the heck is that? That you're tired? You check your eyes for pinholes? Yeah, day cab, falling asleep. Yeah, what the heck? I guess I'm off of the CB lingo. I don't know. I don't know where are they getting these words from? I'm not on top of all that, really. That's correct, though. That is what they said. Very good. So, okay, how about a cocaine cowboy? What the heck is a cocaine cowboy? That was on there, too, and I thought, what the heck could that be? I never heard of a cocaine cowboy. That's like the weirdest thing. All these are from the 50s or something? I mean, I never heard of a lot of these sayings, right? Just reminded me, almost every load you've had at Smith has been under 24,000 pounds. Oh, that's nice, too. You've had one at 30,000, one at 40. They're generally around 18. Look, just that can save you money. Why? You make more money doing that? Well, number one, it's faster to go, but then you don't have to stop and scale the load, which then you have more time to drive. 10-4 rubber ducky, right? Drug smuggling. No, they're saying state cop. No. What it said on this is that a cocaine cowboy is a DEA agent. Someone with drug enforcement. Yeah. Someone made the list up. I don't know where they, everybody's getting them right except this one. So, I mean, and some of them I've heard, but some of them I haven't heard. I've never heard that one on there. And so let's see. I have one more here. I have a lot more really, but, you've been eaten by a bear, right? Somebody has been eaten by a bear, right? Somebody uses coke to stay awake. That's not what they were suggesting either, right? But who's been eaten by a bear? What the heck does that mean? Being eaten by a bear. Hank from Breaking Bad. He would be one, right? I didn't see that, but I've heard a lot. I heard a lot about that show, right? So, Donald, someone who uses coal, let's stay awake, right? No, DEA. So they're saying, but who calls out a DEA agent on the CB? Nobody. That's what I think. Twin sticks and a toothpick. Oh, nice. I never heard of that one either. No, they're saying no, it's more than just being pulled over. What they're saying is that you've been arrested. You've been arrested by these cops, yes. They also, CDLlife did this thing about non-chain truck stops. So your people's favorite non-chain truck stop. And they named, like the Oasis Travel Center was named the best non-chain truck stop in the country. Hey, Wild Bill, thanks for being here. Yeah, you're late today, but we had a issue, so you're not really late today. So sorry, no demerits go out today. I should get a demerit. The best non-chain truck stop, the Oasis Travel Center in Robertson, Alabama. I've never been there, so that has been named the best one, and there are a few more on this list too, right? Have I heard anything about the mandatory minimum wage for truck drivers, even if you're in your sleeper? Pam got busted for this. And a court case came down that drivers, and this is a state court in Arkansas, where Pam is located, and said that drivers need to be paid for 16 hours a day, a state court judge there. And so Pam is going to appeal this. The thing is about minimum wage. So you're paid minimum wage for 16 hours a day. It's only $120, right? It's no big deal. Don't fight for minimum wage even while you're sleeping. You know, that's not what we should be pushing for. Never try to get the least amount possible. Oh, I'm going to fight so I can get the minimum. You know, it's not a fight worth having. And even if it went nationwide, which it's going to be, if they appeal it to federal, they're done, because truck drivers are exempt from the minimum wage, specifically exempted from it. So it's not going to be able to go nationwide. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's only, you're fighting for $120 a day. Not worth it. Not worth it. Street scores. I'm back. Right. One of being arrested, and this is just a hunch. They won't give you the time to get on the radio to tell everybody. Well, I think it's everybody else is saying, not that I'm being arrested, but does it bother anyone when regular cars or trucks park in the spots? Yes. Get them out of there. Go park over in your own lot over there. Donald likes being on percentage. Look, tons of people write to me and say, oh, I love percentage. So, you know, it's just not for me. It might work for you. For me, I'm not with it. But there are lots of people that love it, think it's the greatest thing ever. And so if that works for them, yeah, I just don't like it. I don't like driving around for nothing. You know, I don't like working for free. You got to jump off. Would you look into oil field companies? Yeah, they're so hard. You know, they pop up and come and go. You're hauling crude, but wondering about grass. Sometimes the grass is greener because of the BS on the other side of the fence. Really, right? Griffin's is a ripoff. I never heard of that place. U.S. Federal District Court judge reaffirmed the state judge ruling. It's not going to be able to go anywhere. I'll have to look that up. I haven't heard any more ruling. Transportation is specifically exempted in the federal labor FLSA, right? Because transportation's the things that are not, you don't have to have minimum wage. You want cents plus hourly for sitting, even at minimum wage. Well, you should get paid more than minimum wage for sitting, right? You should get paid for all of your time. Not just, when they decide, after 2 hours. There shouldn't be any of that either. So I'm not a fan of minimum wage. You should get way more than that. Did the bad thing going to make $225 a day driving? That's still not terrible, right? $225 a day. Saw a driver's wife hold a spot with her car. Oh my gosh. Minimum wage is more than when a truck driver makes. Yeah, I mean, really makes minimum wage if you figured your hours out? Nobody. Actually some people on here, but most people make way more than minimum wage, even including overtime for the hours that you work. Percentage depends on how well you plan. Yeah, maybe. But I'm always worried that the company will take a load for 80 cents to get somewhere and I get, 18 cents a mile. It's possible. Truck stops need security to kick the RVs out. Yes, they should have their own parking or go park in an RV park. Hourly wage is the only way to be sure. That's correct. You should get hourly plus overtime for all of our time. Then you'll get paid for all of your time. No problem. Does anybody work for BGT? That's a good question. Who do I drive for? Oh, well, Bill, I don't ever get that question, so that's good. That's an unusual question. Thank you for asking that. I never tell people where I work. That keeps them out of my videos, and I also don't recruit for them. It's like almost every driver on YouTube is recruiting for their company. Oh, hey, here's my number, call my company. I don't do any of that. I keep them out of my videos, and they have their own recruiters. Let them go get their own drivers. Would I say worker? I don't know. I mean, I've been here for 17 years, so that almost 17 years. That's pretty good. That's more than a lot of people drive on YouTube and go to recruit for their company. They're 2 weeks. Crazy. The president visited a truck dealership. Should have told the trucks making cheap EPA-laden crap. It's a crapshoot on that, right? I haven't had any problems with this one, but some of them do have a lot of problems. I love your Super 10. Holy mackerel. The Super 10 can go the way of the DEF, right? Maybe they should connect one with a DEF truck. I work for the company that has trucks. You work for the same place as me then. We have trucks too. Stay out a week and make only $300. No way. No way. Comcast. Yeah, Michael, that's who we got here, Comcast. You just had an RV park next to you. You know what's worse is they'll park and then open up their sliders. They have 4 sliders, open them up. They don't realize now they're taking 3 parking spots up, or they're going to die when somebody backs into their bedroom at night. Forced dispatch and percentage don't play well together. I'm just not a fan of percentage. For me, it's just not a fan of it. Oh, wow, Bill, thank you. Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it on YouTube. Keep them out of the videos. Did the ATA knock at your door? Yeah, I would never answer for them, right? Tom, hey, what's going on out there? Michael had never had a CB and never will. I mean, I think you should almost be mandatory. It's super important. You always get mad when there's a bobtail in a full-size spot, but there's a full bobtail. Yeah, they should go park somewhere else too. If you're in a bobtail, go find a different place to park. Jeff has been with your employer 11 years. But you must admit that is unusual. We get people that come and go all the time. Nobody ever stays. It's, very, very few people stay at one place. That's why I encourage people to find a place that you like, that's going to suit your needs and stay there. I mean, that's what raises your check more than almost anything. Finding a place and staying there. There's one of the hotshot drivers with a pickup truck pulling a trailer in a parking spot. Oh, right, another. So we got a Ford back there pulling a 3-car wedge. Come on, people. What are good oil field company drivers if you know any? I don't know. If I don't know, if you mention it in one of your videos, I don't know any oil field company drivers at the moment. Did anyone lose the stream? Yeah, everyone, including me, lost the stream. 17 years, same company. That's a great company. Yeah, look, I like it here. That's why I stay. It's easy to change now, but I stay. So you can find a place that suits you, that pays for your time, that does what you want, gets you home on your schedule that you want, and treats you well, and then put your app in and keep your butt in the seat in that truck. That's how you're going to make money there. A lot of mega carriers do that, $300 a week. I will tell you, I don't get that many people writing back at $300. I get $500-$600. I haven't gotten too many. $290. Remember, $290 is minimum wage for 40 hours a week. So if you're at $300, out you go, contract or not. Because say you have somebody wrote and said, "Oh, I have a contract." All right, what if you went somewhere and made $1,000 a week? That's $700 a week extra. Pay your contract off with that money. Not just do I work for the company that has trucks. You have a mustache that makes you look important. Yes, the more, what they call a man without a beard, right? Michael Muller has CB as a safety device. I think so. I think you should have a CB. You don't have to list it all the time, but it should be on, and you could squelch it up, but it's important. JCT driver loves his job, says you haven't been driven long enough because he drove for 25 years. and said you're a driver, you aren't making minimum wage and never will in this industry. That is why JCT. Yeah, look, you should never make a minimum wage, in the industry. So these people that are fighting to get minimum wage, that's not a great plan. I guess because they're not getting anything now, but really that's our fault. If you're at a place, and I get these letters, and it's so frustrating. Somebody wrote to me, I've been here 5 years and I've never gotten paid for 6 hours a week, 10 hours a week. Well, quit. I mean, that is the solution. You can't stay somewhere that doesn't pay you anything. You're getting the same money as somebody at their house. That's not great. It's not, CB is not just a toy, it's a tool. Yeah, more of a tool. CB is cheap entertainment, depending where you're parked, right? It should be law to have a CB. Seriously, Gustavo, coaching calls. Yeah, if you want one, they are always available from someone. I've been at my company for 18 years, but it's not a great company by any means. Well, but apparently it's serving your purpose, right? For whatever you need it to do, it's serving you so you could stay there all that time. And, some of these people, they always ask me, what about coaching calls? Well, people will spend $40,000, $60,000, $80,000 to go to college. That's what you're doing. You're paying the college for its information. That's all it is. I've paid some YouTube experts, right, to help me with the channel when I got the channel started. How do you do this and that? It saves tons of time. I'd have to go research this and take hours and hours and hours when I can have somebody that does this tell me something in 5 minutes. It's worth it. It can be worth it. College is just a long 4-year coaching call. So information that saves you 20 hours of time where you can do that in 10 minutes, that's worth it. That's worth money. The CB last Friday was important, running a 71 Columbus. Must have had rain road, pulled a 4-wheeler out from under a loaded flatbed. Right. That kind of stuff, that's what I'm saying. It's worth at least for that. All companies have faults. Absolutely. I work here all these years. It's not the best company, certainly. I, of course, would run it different, but they never ask me. But, yeah, absolutely. But overall, good. Was it a fault? Yes, absolutely. There's a guy that works for Fremont Contract Carriers in your town, and he pulls the truck up and down a dirt road next to the railroad and parks in his lawn. I wonder what Fremont thinks about that. I just got paid, made $700 before taxes. Oh, I'm bringing home $340. Why so much? Why is so much being taken out? Why are you getting half your check out at $35,000 a year, which is $700? Why are they withholding $350? Cash is King Trucking. Good afternoon. It's good to see you. Most companies say you want to hear you take your job and get mad and they'll lie that you leave. Yes, they mostly lie to you. Get everything in writing. You get overtime with minimum wage up to $600 plus. That's not great still, right? CB is important. Yours reaches out and touches more people than your ex-wife. I don't know if that's good or not. $100 tip for Mark. Yeah, I don't think so. When I leave there, I'll tell everybody. So I'll always be one place behind. How about that? Sub drivers like driving so much they accept the lack of pay. I don't understand it. You can volunteer. You can go volunteer for a charity and drive their semi around in your free time. They would probably really like it, and you could help people that way. Don't help a company that's profiting off of you. Go to your hometown, go to the YMCA and drive the bus, to summer camp for them. Say, look, I'll drive this no charge CDL, got my passenger, that kind of thing. Do that in your free time. We don't volunteer at work. Work pays us for our time. There are thousands of mega carriers that do that. Yeah, that's because there are tens of thousands of drivers that allow them to do it. CBs are a tool full of tools. Yeah, look, I think you should have one. You're paid California minimum wage and paid around the clock for a dedicated route. That's excellent. Cost money you haven't earned to drive the truck. You should absolutely be paid for all your time. Most don't install it correctly and wonder why they transmit a half a mile. Base coils in a plastic truck unless you're pushing 500 watts, of course. Well, that's not RF poisoning, right? I'm a ham radio operator. We're allowed 1,500 watts. So, CB is only 4 watts. You're not allowed to increase it legally. I go to shippers and receivers where you need a CB to contact them. That's correct, too. Some places, go on channel 27. We'll talk to you. That makes that a lot easier, right? You have a guess that I work at NFI. Okay, there's one guess. CDLlife has a pick and video of the 3-bunk. There are a number of YouTubers that have put their own videos up. These are England trainers. You just type in 3-bunk truck on YouTube, and there's tons of videos about it. Drive for free only if it's for a local food bank or the Salvation Army. Exactly. If you want to drive free and really do something, with your time, go volunteer at a Salvation Army, food bank, or something that has a truck that's sitting out there, and go, you know what, I'll drive that around on my free time for you. And then you're actually making some kind of difference and doing something. But sitting for free at a company that's profiting off of you, no way. They need to pay you. Charity pays more. We must pay to go to work. It's crazy. We do it. Drivers do it. I don't do it. Drivers do it of their own volition if they have any experience, because you can change your company. The government determines how much money you can make. You're placed in the 25% bracket. Well, that's because you make so much money. When you're in the top 1%, or when you're a 1%er like you, Wild Bill, that's what they're going to do to you. I mean, you, Bill Gates, everybody, right. 2 to 6 months experience, can you get a driving job? Absolutely. Certainly. People with no experience can get a job. So, yeah, absolutely. You got, at 6 months experience, I think you can be the vice president of England because you have more experience than all the drivers. Certainly more than many of their trainers. Ever thought about being an advocate? It's what I try to do every day here is advocate for truck drivers. It's one of the goals of the channel, is changing the entire trucking industry, just a small goal like that, to get everybody paid for all of their time. We should get paid for our time. I'm not saying it's okay for them to do it. It isn't. But we got to not tolerate it. I mean, why are we tolerating it? I don't tolerate it, and you shouldn't either. What's going on with rates? You believe it's an outright disrespectful to owners and trucking companies? Well, I don't know about that. I mean, Carlos, in America, the rates are set on the market, right? And so, especially small companies, it's tough to compete with England and Swift that's got a lot of trucks. They can only need to make a little bit on each truck, and you need to make more. It's tough. It's tough going, certainly. I know there are people watching right now in this chat here that make good money, though, because of how they run their truck. So I understand it's tough, but as a company driver, I don't know that much about rates other than they're set on the market. And if people will take it, that's your problem too. So somebody comes in and will take 90 cents. You're stuck, right? What can you do? I'll take 210. They go, well, I'll take 90 cents. And it lowers the rate for everybody. Everybody kind of eats their own feet, from the bottom up. 1,500 watts or not of an antenna located 3 feet from your head. I've run, I don't have it now, but a friend of mine's run 1,000 watts out of his car with an antenna on the trunk. So, yeah, you can, and I've run, my ham that I don't have a ham in this truck, but when I had a ham installed in an FLD, I was running 120 watts ERP, right? Effective radiated power off the antenna, off the passenger side antenna bracket. So that's what I, on 2 meters. So that's what I was running on that. It's my policy that I don't pay for parking unless the company is going to reimburse me because it's my truck and it isn't my freight. Yeah, the companies should pay it. That's another thing that they should pay, which I'm finding companies do. Does Smith pay it? That's a good question, really. And if they do, how do they determine, or do they automatically pay it? Jeff, bet I drive for England. A lot of people have said that, and it's probably true. Do I think a company driver can get in trouble for changing governed speed? Yes, I think you'd get fired immediately that they found out, certainly. If you changed any of the settings, I'm sure the company says, like most of them, it's a violation and you're terminated. Yeah, he makes so much money. That's Wild Bill making all the money from the rest of us. Sea Hill, what's going on? 75 and sunny and 85 in Banks Crossing. Oh, very nice. Yeah, isn't it a beautiful day this side of the country? And thank you for saying that and for being here today. If you donate time to drive a truck such as the food bank, don't you have to still log that? You would still need to log that time. That is correct. That is log time if you're driving a commercial vehicle. $26 an hour instead of cents would be better, at least I think, because at least you're paid for all your time. Drive my church's bus around because it requires a passenger endorsement. I do that for free. That's exactly correct. So you're doing that at your own volition. You do it free, and that's a great thing to do, right? Drive a church bus around. Absolutely. You're volunteer there, no problem. Hey, Mark, what's going on, Christopher? Well, I'm thinking about this food bank thing, though. I don't know if you have to log that, right? All Well, no, all time spent working for a motor carrier. So they're not a motor carrier. I'm sure they don't have an MC number, an DOT number. If you're not being paid, it doesn't have to be logged, but that's exterior stuff. Any time spent working for a motor carrier, whether you're paid or not, has to be logged. If they're a motor carrier, you would have to log it. Quality over quantity. Yeah, that's what it is today, as I got booted off, and I apologize for that. 70 east at the Ohio border, or are you going into the scale there? Due to construction in the left-hand lane? Good thing you're going westbound. Nice. A school bus driver made more than a truck driver. They pay about 20 here, but they only get 4 hours a day because of the split schedule. They're always looking for people, though. So if that's something you'd want to do, certainly. JB Hunt used to have a Friday special to haul freight for 49 cents to keep their trucks moving. I'm seeing other places offering like $100 bonus or whatever. Yeah, school bus is $52 an hour. I don't know about that. Maybe $25 an hour where you are. I'm not seeing any $50 an hour. Who's been to the Oasis Travel Center, or how about Little America? That's they also said that was one of the travel centers. That was one of the top non-chain centers. That's in Wyoming. That's another great place. You want $25 an hour plus overtime after 40? Right, go get it. That's what I'm saying. You run a dual band, right, using 5 watts and a repeater, reaches state to state. Yeah, I'm looking at getting an HT. Use the 440 and talk around the world through internet. Exactly. You can do that just on your phone now. There's an app for that too, in case you didn't see that, really. I'm sure you know about that, right? There's an app where you can just ARLP, right, the repeaters. Saw your video about the April 12th shutdown. Did I notice anyone stopping? No. I didn't notice anyone stopping or really any difference at all in the roads or anything, and I was watching around for it. Around you, school bus drivers make 15. Yeah, that's more like it. And it's always somebody old because of the split schedule. So you love Little America. That was the one of the top travel centers as well. And Jubitz, that's another one in Wyoming. In Portland, Oregon, the Jubitz made the list. That is a nice place out there too. If you're not being paid, you don't have to log. That's what I was taught. No, that's not true. It says if you're any work for a non-motor carrier that is unpaid does not have to be logged. All work, it says, for a motor carrier, whether compensated or not, is to be logged. So depending on whether they're a motor carrier, and if you're driving a church bus, I'm sure they're not a motor carrier. And if you're volunteering, you're not being paid, so that wouldn't have to be logged. But semi for, like we have a food bank here in town. I'm thinking about that. They have a semi there, so I'm going to have to drive by there sometime when the truck is in and see if they have a DOT number on the thing. If they're exempt, then no, you wouldn't need to log it. Instead of hourly pay, give you a card that pays for all road expenses. I'd rather get paid. Personal road expenses are not as much as your pay. Wow. Little America is awesome. I haven't been there in a dozen years, but it was a great place to stop. Yeah, it made the list. Number 2 best non-chain truck stop in the country. Next one up is Dysart's in Bangor, Maine. I mean, not too many people get up there, but that got voted really good. Go to your county district for school bus. All pay different and higher than minimum wage. Oh, yeah, school buses pay way more than minimum wage. Way more. Yeah, I'm seeing $15, $20, $25 an hour. Absolutely, right. But it's a split schedule. It's morning, then afternoon. And they say you can run, extra things that go to baseball games or whatever. There's extra stuff to do. But, yeah, it's just not a full-time job usually. Good food at the Jubitz. Yeah, isn't that a nice place out there? How good are the handheld walkie-talkie looking CBs? I don't know. I mean, the antenna's in with you. It'd be better than nothing. So that would still be a way to, in traffic, to find out what's going on. You're not going to get out 10 miles on it. What about ELDs mandatory versus OBRDs, right, by December? Exactly. December, I think it's the 16th, is the last day that you'll be able to use an automatic onboard recording device, AOBRD. Your company will need to switch over to full ELD, which is compatible with your truck, that plugs in the port, that reads the truck, all that stuff. Yep. Oh, in California, it's $52 an hour to get school bus drivers. I could see it out there. That's what you need to live. 4 hours a day. That's still $200, $1,000. So that would be low pay out there. All right, that'd really be something. Maybe we should move out there and run a school bus around out there. Most company drivers won't have to worry about the ELD switchover because I'm sure your company is going to handle it. If you own the truck, you'll need to switch to a full ELD by December of this year. And don't wait till the last second. because in case there's a problem with it, go get it switched over now. Class C school bus air brake drivers are a dime a dozen. Yeah, not around here. They run ads all the time. They'll even train. So they'll even train you to get your CDL. They gave you a late model International with the CB antenna on the back of the cab. I'm not getting out. Yeah, I'm sure. As far as I used to. I was overpowering people before. That's a weird spot to put the antenna back there. Maybe the last driver put it out there. The next one on this list is the Tiger truck stop in Louisiana. I never liked it because they had a tiger in a cage, which I never thought was appropriate. So, this thing's in prison. It doesn't belong to live in a cage. It should be out. So, never stopped back in there again. But that made the list of one of the best truck stops. You delivered to a food bank in the Ohio a couple weeks ago. They had a semi-truck there and the giant sign that read not for hire. Okay, a giant sign. Yeah, so they're exempt. So then working for them is not working for a motor carrier. Therefore, that job does not have to be logged. You're not driving for a motor carrier. That is what the law says. Any work for a motor carrier, whether it's paid or not, is to be logged. And if it's not a motor carrier, then any work that's compensated has to be logged. So that's how it works. That place is a dump. I don't know how. Look, the Tiger, the picture it had was really nice, but it's how it made the list. And this is them CDLlife asking drivers. So I don't know. That's what they asked drivers. That made the list of the top independent truck stops. Tiger Cafe has the best gator sausages. Hopefully not tiger sausages. 161-inch sleeper pulled up. Absolutely beautiful. Yikes. That's super nice, right? How long is that person gone? They live in that thing. But, if they're making money and can do it and want to do it, that's okay with me. The last place on this list is the Woodshed in Big Cabin, Oklahoma. The Woodshed independent truck stop. There's not many left. And the Woodshed drivers love that truck stop as well. That was under the Tiger truck stop. So, not literally, right? But that place made it underneath the Tiger in the list of best non-chain truck stops from CDLlife. That's really something. And some of them, I hadn't heard of, but that one, I don't know. We'd have to go there to find out. Why do you sometimes see independent tractors pulling Walmart trailers? Oh, they farm their work out. They have so many that need to be pulled. So they either, I don't know if they post them on a load board or have companies that they call. But that's a power-only load then. If it's some independent truck, that the load needs to go somewhere. The truck may have broke down somewhere and it got pulled right off the road to continue on its way so that it can make its destination. Never know, why somebody's pulling that. But it's a power-only. It could be an expedited load. So, James, you like the Woodshed too. So you're saying, yeah, all this list other than the Tiger is pretty much accurate. There's not that many independent truck stops left. Should an owner-operator pay for a rented trailer annual inspection? No, but I'm not an owner-operator. Whoever owns the trailer should pay for its inspection. The owner should pay it. White Travel Plaza in Virginia has a lot of old-school truckers complain it's not what it used to be because, it's a Petro now? Yeah, right, because it's not the whites anymore. It's a Petro. It's not going to matter. Once they toll I-81, nobody's going to be going in there anyway. Sapp Brothers has something in their bathroom, right? Where I'm afraid to know what that might be. So let me ask more of these questions here. All right. So what is a... So that's it. Harvey Wallbanger. All right. So that's some CB lingo. I haven't heard that on there for a while. Who talks about a Harvey Wallbanger? What the heck is that if somebody says it on there? Anything good about Roadrunner? We'll see what people say about that. If you own your own truck and lease to a company and running their plates, can you also register your truck as an RV? I doubt it. Just in case they drop and take your plate. No, because it's not an RV. It's a Class 8 commercial vehicle. So that's what I would say about that. So you talked to your dispatch about possibly getting me into another truck. They said that the problem they have is too many drivers and not enough trucks. How can that possibly be? I'd say, well, that's impossible. You can't get drivers. Woodshed has great showers. That's part of it too, right? Get a place with clean showers. Holy mackerel. Smith only pays for parking when you relay. Oh, that's full. And you have to wait. Oh, well. So otherwise, you're paying it yourself. You got a tax refund. Wow, most people were paying more this year. First time since 96. So on top of all the extra money that you make, you also got a tax refund. That's awesome. That's what I figure. The rich get richer, and the rest of us have to just struggle through our lives. Give me an idea what a good tractor would cost to use. Make money and then buy new. I don't know. What's somebody going to say about that? I don't know truck prices as a company driver. Can't get drivers. U.S. Express pulling Walmart. Yeah, U.S. Express does pull a lot of them too. It's a drink. Yeah, what are we talking about on the CB for this Harvey Wallbanger? This is part of a CB lingo. Hey, there's a Harvey Wallbanger. That's what they're saying. Smith pools Walmart freight and Walmart trailers and run dedicated for them. Pick up in a DC and do the stops, just like kind of the drivers. But you showed that Smith, right, pays a lot extra for this. I'd be all over that at Smith. And then plus you get a place to park, presumably at Walmart, as long as you have one of their trailers on. Use your company truck to move from California and didn't have to log. Officers told you put a not for hire over the DOT number. Nice. That's really not legal, certainly. But you could use the company truck to move, absolutely, and it would be PC. You're not hauling freight or anything, but you should have logged it. And to just put not for hire is not true. It's still a for hire truck. He just didn't want to deal with it. We're getting new internationals. What's your thought on those? I hate them. Not sure what mode you have to keep your Freightliner, what model. I never liked internationals. We've had some of them here. And I just don't like the way the cab is set up. But that's personal. You know, you got to get in it and see what you think about it. For me, I didn't think the cab is set up good for drivers. It's like they didn't take any thought into what they're doing. They just throw buttons in there and switch gear and stuff. I didn't like it, but you may love it. You may love it. Can I use your bicycle as a power unit without having to use an ELD? Pedal hooks on back, a bike hooked to dolly and trailer. Chain geared really low. That would be really something. James gets another one. Harvey Wallbanger is a drunk driver, right? I guess from the 50s when Harvey Wallbangers were popular drinks. All right, what's 100-mile coffee? 100-mile coffee. Everybody and their mothers has a truck and nowhere to put it. Yeah, there's no parking anymore. What do you think about getting your local congressmen and women to ride along with you? I think it's a good idea. I don't know if they'll do it, and I don't know what good it will do. I mean, they need to ride for a week with somebody. That would be the better way to do it. So you can show them parking and, stuff like that. Invite them. If you have the ability, if your company will allow a passenger, invite them to come along, and then you can just sign them in as a passenger and take them for a week and see what happens. I don't know if they do it. I don't even know if security would allow them to do it or whatever. I don't know. If somebody does it, it'd be great video. Make that as a video. Brian, what's going on? You notice Home Depot and say Lowe's does not operate trailers. Looks subcontracted. Yeah, they're saving money, right? Chrome Junkie, thank you for being here. I hope the road gods are good to me today, as every day, and for everybody else. James Faust, pep drinks. Well, you're kind of close, right? What they're saying, what they said, 100-mile coffee is like super strong coffee, like the extra double super strong coffee that keeps you going for 100 miles. Does McDonald's have in-house tractor trailer and trailers? Yeah, I can't think of the name of it. Somebody's going to put it on here, right? They have their own trucks. It doesn't say McDonald's on it. I can't think of the name of it. Somebody will put it on here. All right, what's an organ donor? What is an organ donor? Oh, one of the tush washers. Oh, you mean a bidet? That's a bidet. That's I'd love to see that at a truck stop, right? Have I seen Knight's YouTube page? Did it change? I haven't seen it lately. Did they do something to it? Kane, strong coffee, exactly, right. The way I was told in orientation is the bill of lading will tell you whether you're allowed to park at a specific Walmart. Oh, good. That's actually a very good idea, that they tell you whether you can park there or not. I love that, right. So you're going to get, I think on that, it makes it parking a lot easier. If you're allowed to park at them, then absolutely. That's great. 1 million trucks and 300 parking spots, exactly, throughout the USA. That is the problem, and that's what you could show the congressman if you can get somebody to ride with you for a while. Martin Brower, that's it, right. Martin Brower's McDonald's. They do McDonald's around the country. Go sign up with Martin Brower and deliver the quarter pounders with cheese. Motorcycle with no helmet, exactly. That's a motorcyclist without a helmet, organ donor. People are getting these very good today. How about a Christmas card? How about you got a Christmas card? You told your dispatcher that if they were to put me in a new truck at 6 months, if it's not a Freightliner, you won't be driving for them. I thought you wanted one of those big Pete's that they run over there. 100-mile coffee sounds like no, pull over on the road to that you'll need to make a stop. I think that's the other side of that kind of coffee, really. Right, James, it's a motorcyclist without a helmet. That I thought people would get that one right. But maybe that person gives you a Christmas card. I don't think it would be them, though, that gives you a Christmas card, certainly. Some of these are just the weirdest things, really. And did you see in Pennsylvania also they're going to be using cameras now in the work zones? So if you're speeding through a work zone, they're going to give you a ticket through a camera. They're going to give you a Christmas card, as Kane says here, and James, exactly. You're going to get a ticket, a Christmas card through these cameras in these Pennsylvania work zones. That's going to start later this year. So they're going to take a picture of your plate and the truck and send you or whoever owns that truck a ticket in the mail. And so that is a real problem. Be careful in the work zones that have cameras in them. You don't want to get a ticket in the mail. That's tough to fight. And your company knows about it because they get it in the mail. So McDonald's here, Martin Brower, is paying 22 plus bonuses. Is it a per case also when you deliver it? I'm not sure because that is that's hand delivered. So, okay, so let's not joke about that. You're going to have to deliver it to the stores, but that keeps you in better shape. Yes, somebody does a ride along with drivers. Yeah, well, they need to ride along. Your company wants my rider to get drug test. Really? Well, you have a company that says the passenger has to get a drug test? Holy mackerel! But cannot have a CDL? Well, no congressman's going to be able to pass that. Now they can't ride with you. Oh, so Trucker Hershey saw the signs in Pennsylvania. All right, do not get a ticket camera. Camera that's going to give you a ticket. Be careful out there. Michael, thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. And thanks for coming back after the disaster. There's a Walmart DC in Maine that they used to subcontract out to Smith and then kick everybody out of Walmart's private fleet runs it now. They're changing that stuff around. They get better control over their freight, they said, when they run their own trucks. Martin Brower drivers are all hourly. Okay, so it's just straight hourly. Deliver the packages. Home presumably every day. I'm going to just assume because I've only seen day cabs for them. Maybe there are sleepers somewhere. Mike Adkins, hey, what's going on today? Thanks for coming in today on this Internet Interrupted show, as we'll call it, Internet Interrupted. So we've got the dirty side. What's the dirty side on the CB lingo today? The dirty side. Yeah, I'm going to the dirty side. I just love some of these things, right? Some of them I've heard of, some of them I haven't heard of. It just doesn't make any sense to me on what some of these people say out there. All the safety features on new trucks for new drivers to drive recklessly cause control is automatically taken away. They said that about cars, and it turns out they were right. They did a story about cars that have, the active cruise and all that stuff, and they said that drivers, even by their own admission, when they ask them, they're paying less attention to what they're doing, backing up and all that. Oh, the car's got all these sensors. So don't let those fool you as you get a truck with these sensors in it. Don't let them lull you into a part of your day where you're not being safe. Ultimately, it's all up to us to be safe. Cadence Trucking seems like the new kid for trucking. I've never heard of them. The bottom of the truck. Oh, no, they're talking about a part of the country, at least in this survey. Smith said you have TransFlow, driver showers and driver's lounge, and 50 machines at our DC. Washing machines, right. You run out of Bedford, and that's usually where we park all our trucks or whenever you're done. Yeah, that isn't bad either. I'm always worried about that many laundry machines, meaning you're not going to get home that much. But, because, you have all this laundry, you don't need to get home. Yeah, they get lazy too, absolutely. It makes you lazy. My wife's car has all those sensors on it, but you still got to be very careful to not get lulled into it. As I've talked to people that have just a backup camera in their car, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I never look back there. Now I have a camera." You can't let the thing take over for you. So as all these sensors come, there'll be even more accidents before people realize they can't let the car drive itself around. You messaged your local Democratic congressman and haven't heard back. Apparently he's a leftist type. Well, that doesn't mean he wouldn't want to drive in a truck. If anybody, I think he'd be more likely to, or she would be more likely to come with you. The underside of your truck. No, they're saying that the dirty side is the East Coast, like you're saying, the Northeast. Yep. That's going to the dirty side. It means something different depending on what kind of business transaction you're doing, but I guess we'll leave that right there. Work zone, double fine. Through the mail, yes. Through the mail is worse. Where does that ticket go? The owner of the license plate. Who's your company? And they go, hey, guess what, Joe Driver? You have a ticket now that you need to pay and, be careful or whatever. You haven't done the laundry on the road in 15 years. Did you just buy more clothes or you're just not gone that long? Some people, I've stayed out for months at a time. You kind of have to do laundry. You can only wear one shirt for so many days, it turns out. After like the 26th day, you have to do something. Standing there without a shirt on is embarrassing enough, Okay, this one, everybody's going to get this one. What's a load of dispatcher brains? I'm carrying a load of dispatcher brains. I saw this on there. I loved it on there. I saw that. I thought, oh, man, that's got to go on there for sure. Loaded dispatcher brains. That is really great. That's been on the CB certainly for many, many years. Most people should get that right. You hate sensors. The other day you were in Texas. 2 butterflies flew in front of your sensor, caused the wheels to lock up. Look, this front stupid radar sensor thing that's on these trucks. That's why I don't understand. I see all these videos about all these self-driving trucks and that. How can that possibly be? My truck can't even figure out how to go down the road when a road sign comes up. Oh, it's locking up the brakes. And, why is that sensor not turned off in the wintertime automatically? Why can't I turn that sensor off? It doesn't make any sense to me, and it certainly isn't safe. More truck tailgaters when the truck automatically stops, or when rain or debris. Yes. Drivers may think, oh, I can get even closer to this truck now. Jeff says your wife does laundry on the weekends. That's one way to do it, right? Eagle Express, that's the people in Indianapolis at least, and around the country, that haul mail. So they always advertise like $29 an hour, but $4 or $5 an hour of it is for benefits. So for health insurance or whatever. Still, and they don't pay overtime, which bothers me, that I've understood. You'd get a regular run and know exactly how much you would make. And I got to assume, because the way they have some of them in their ads, they're timed out like to the minute. So you're here 10 minutes, here 20 minutes. I don't think you're going to sit around waiting a lot, and you'll get back. And at least in Indianapolis, they're pretty much home every day. So if that's okay with you, I'm in. You're an hour from Plainfield, Indiana. Nice. You'll get through Indianapolis before there's too much traffic. After 6 days in the same underwear, it walks itself. Yeah, but this way you don't have to decide what to wear every day. Yeah, James, idiot dispatchers. Yeah, your trailer's empty, like Mike says exactly. You're hauling nothing. Hey, Amber. Hey, it's good to see you out here. I'm glad that you're back. Thanks for coming in. It's doing great out here, as always. Now that the sun is out, it warms me up every day. Those sensors scare you. Exactly. They're horrible. This stupid sensor, I don't know why they keep putting it on the truck, and the company's all, oh, look at how safe we are, or whatever. It's ridiculous. They're horrible. They should all come off. They should be recalled. That's something you could get your congressman to look into that. People are going to drive 2 trucks at a time with remote control trucks. They have talked about it, that there'll be an office, basically, where drivers will go, and you'll have a number of screens. And so if a truck needs to be taken over by another driver, by an actual driver, you will do it remotely and drive it through whatever the area is before it takes itself back over. So that will be the next step in trucking. You'll drive 6 trucks at a time. Hopefully you'll get 50 cents a mile times 6 for all the miles the trucks go. I don't know how that'll work. What do I think of the blue trucks and the name is MVT? I think there's Out West Express is one of the only places I found in El Paso that's worth anything. Or in the El Paso area down there, Las Cruces and all that. Not a huge fan. Their fuel mileage is so high that you have to get at that place. No, no good. Oh, you mean they have 50 vending machines? Holy mackerel. Well, that's awesome. That's not as bad as laundry then. So it's like got a whole restaurant of wall vending machines. I'm in now. You only talk to your dispatcher once a week for 3 minutes. That's the way it should be, right? I don't hardly ever talk to dispatch here because they do the same thing. So there's nothing I need to discuss with them. If there's any changes or whatever, they let me know. Otherwise, you do your job, and that's how it should be. They assume you know what you're doing. That's how it ought to stay that way. For once you'd rather be here, it's 103. Wow. It's going to be, I'm looking at 77 here right now. Man, it's already 100 out there. What happened to all this global cooling? Truck stops, raised laundry wash, and dry for $2 to $3 a load. Yeah, but some of them have some of them will text you when the load is done. Isn't that the greatest thing ever? Some Bluetooth and stuff. That's really good. Whenever I would see some clown driving naked, oh, yikes, I used to think he was an idiot. And now he's just out of clean clothes. Yeah. That's you're Febrezing them and letting them dry out in the back. Absolutely. I mean, it's not like, oh, we never do this. Everybody does this all the time, certainly. So what is a loot limo? This is another CB lingo. What the heck is a loot limo? Hey, look at that loot limo over there. Rubber duck. Right. What the heck is a loot limo? Never heard of that before. So I fast for 80 hours and replenish the week with roller wieners. Yes, immediately. This week I think I'll be 2 days again. So I'll eat again Wednesday, late Wednesday morning. So I start on Sunday night every week. And then late Wednesday morning, get something. And I'll probably go out to the truck stop and get 40 roller wieners. They're all healthy, though. You get all your food groups. You get your meat group and your fried food group all together. It's hard to beat a speeding ticket in California. Yeah, they're hard to beat everywhere. Trucker Hershey says it's an armored car. Very good. That is very good. The loot limo's the armored car. Yeah, Kane, a bank truck. Exactly. Man, everybody's getting... Some of these I never even heard of. Right. What about a Van Gogh? Okay, now this is one. I never heard of this. I don't even know if it's real. I think it is made up. Van Gogh, like the painter. Okay, hey, there's a Van Gogh. That guy's driving a Van Gogh. What the heck does that mean? You saw a lot of naked people in cars when you're driving. I always get asked this by people that don't drive. Do you see naked people? I don't get to see any naked people. I don't think I've ever seen anybody naked, and I feel like I've missed out on all the nakedness of the world is past me, where I don't get to see it. I'm just disappointed. Although it may be like a nudist colony or a nudist beach where you go, where you think, the people that are here are not the people that I want to be here. I don't want these people at the nude beach, but I've never seen anybody naked in the car. Never. Seen a lot of stuff, but never that. He's from Illinois. He's going to eat a whole bunch of those Chicago-style pizzas. Oh, yes. Chicago-style pizza is the only kind of pizza there is when you say pizza, right? These other kind of pizzas, they're horrible, of course. Only Chicago-style is what we should be doing. For a company driver, that's 40 miles for a load of clothes. Exactly. You like your truck doesn't have the sensors. I totally agree with you. As we know, they're terrible. They don't make any sense. They're no good. Roller Wiener's better name is Wizard Fingers. Oh, I've never heard of that. Maybe we could add that to the CB list of lingo. From what your understanding is, all the new Smith trucks have them, though, like the brand new. Yeah, they have. I think they come on them now. I don't know how you would not have them on there. So probably the new trucks are getting them. Was it a good-looking truck? No, that's not what they're saying about a Van Gogh. Have I ever done flatbed? Yes, I did. One of my first jobs, as a matter of fact, was flatbed at Regal Transport. I went local for a couple months after getting my license, brilliant, in Chicago, and then went to Regal Transport over the road, ran a flatbed over the road. And then later, I've done other stuff like curtain side trailers, and I had a detachable double drop for a couple whiles and stuff like that. But main time was Regal Transport, did flatbed OTR. Yep. But, I got tired of it because I thought, man, it's really cold. I'm tarping. It's freezing out. There's got to be a better way to do trucking. So for me, it wasn't for me. People love it. I'm not knocking it or anything like that. A lot of trucking is personal. There's people that do stuff in trucking I wouldn't do. I do stuff that they wouldn't do. So for me, it just wasn't the thing for me, but I have done it. You had a truck with an on-guard system and the truck hard braked on you with nothing around. Yes, of course, because it thought there was a bug or something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's horrible. I have not missed much, Mark. Yeah. In my area, if you're negating points, a ticket plead guilty, that will not assign points. Same for a CDL driver. No, usually you're going to get points. But you can beg the judge. It's up to the judge. I should become the naked guy. I don't know how that would go. I'm seeing being eaten by a bear in the future, as the CB lingo would say. Certainly. No ears. Okay, man, very good. They're saying that truck doesn't have a CB. No ears like Van Gogh, remember? Man, I never heard of that before in my life. Never heard anybody say that. And so Van Gogh apparently is a truck or a driver that doesn't have a CB. They're a Van Gogh. Never heard that. No Chicago pizza. Try Philly brick oven hand tossed. I wouldn't want to do that because it's not real pizza. Everybody knows that Chicago pizza is the absolute best pizza. Go to Lou Malnati's downtown or Gino's East Pizza and get yourself a real pizza. Flatbedding your own truck, good company flatbed. Well, I don't know. I mean, it was okay driving. It was, okay, not great. So I just didn't like the work versus the money and thought that you can do a better time. Summer's the worst. Well, I would get frozen tarps, and that was the problem. They'd freeze solid, and so I'd have to put them in the truck to melt them. That was the thing. I have to throw them in. We didn't have a passenger seat in the truck, so I would actually throw them where the passenger seat was and melt them so that they could unroll because they had turned into an ice cube. And then tarp a load, and I'm up there 10 feet. It's windy. I thought, man, this is crazy. So after that, I thought, that spring, I moved out of that, doing that. And I went into containers for a while, and so that was the end of that. Until I got a curtain side job for a while. That was okay, running a curtain side. It's like a van, but then you just slide the curtain shut. That was a little bit easier. Gino's is the best. That is the best pizza. My initials are up there somewhere on the wall, I'm sure, although they've probably been gone now if you write on the walls and everything at Gino's East. Delicious pizza, 5-inch deep pizza. That's a real pizza. This East Coast pizza that's flimsy, you can see through it. Then what kind of pizza is that? What is that? Give me a pizza. I mean, come on. If I took an oath of poverty, would I choose Trans Am or Western Express? Trans Am. Because Western is just so bad. I can't tell you the number of videos on here of people that are at Western talking about their pay. There's somebody out there that just talked about 26 cents a mile. You may have seen it recently. I'm not going to name who it is because I'm not going to call people out like that, but you can look the video up. They did the video of their own volition saying it's an okay place. 26 cents is unacceptable to say the least. And I know at Western, a number of people have written to me. Say you break down on Thursday in your truck and it's going to be over a weekend and they can't fix it till Monday. They don't pay you on Friday because they're afraid. I guess they're afraid that you're going to quit. But unless you're in your truck, you're officially seated in your truck, according to Western, you don't get paid. That's crazy. That's crazy. Who's going to do flatbed for 29 cents? Hopefully no one. Hopefully no one will do anything for 29 cents. You don't need to worry about frozen tarps, climate change. Yeah, that's true, Gustavo. So now, back then in the dinosaur ages, it was colder. Now they stay warm all year round. You've been in Chicago your entire life, and the pizza's what kept you here? Exactly. You've been downtown, I'm sure, to all the best places. I mean, come on. This East Coast pizza, oh my gosh, they should have a line for that. Dirty side pizza, yeah, that's exactly what it is, too. I shouldn't be able to see through a pizza if I hold it up to a lamp, okay? Both of those are for, Adam, they could be, exactly. I work for Western, yeah. I like the low pay and not being paid on Fridays. I've seen a ton of people post videos about that, and some people have written to me about it. That's crazy, people. It's probably illegal because you're required to be paid on your payday. They can't hold your check. So somebody that's there needs to file with the state. As the second on Friday you don't get paid. That's the only way you're going to get this changed. I can't file it because I've not been wronged by the company. It's got to be somebody that's not being paid. That's the only way to get these changed. Only way. Like last week when I talked about, dynamic transit and all the stuff that they withhold out of people's pay, I sent, pictures of their driver manual to the state attorney general of Illinois. But I don't know if that's going to go anywhere because I haven't been wronged by the place. I haven't been wrongly withheld. Somebody needs to file that's been wronged. Mom Greek and dad Italian. I know the best 5-star foods. Oh, yeah. Mike, growing up, my friend Spiro, right, his parents came here from Greece. They ran a restaurant. Delicious. Totally love it. Curtain side taut liner. Not like those. Mine looked more like a van. I've seen the tight ones, right, but mine was manual, and it was just a gray siding. You slid it along yourself. It was way faster than a flatbed, though. Trans Am, you'll be broke with free DirecTV. Yeah, you'll have better company, at least there. Market has good information. Cannot agree about the pizza. Going to eat Chicago pizza, you might as well get spaghetti and meatballs. Look, that's what makes it so good, right? It's the best pizza. It's totally the best pizza. I don't think there's even a debate about it, really. Other pizza's not really pizza. If you hold it up and can see through it, I can drive through it, that's not a pizza. I think the real reason why people say truck driving is a lifestyle due to the driving. I agree. But don't make your occupation your life. Don't make it your lifestyle. It isn't your lifestyle, right? You work somewhere, so you drive a truck. That's great, but that's an occupation. Your life is outside of work. Your whole life, the most important things in everybody's life are outside of work. They're not at work. So that's why you can't just let all of work just absorb you into work. You go to work, they give you a check, and then all the important things in your life happen outside of that place. A lot of people don't know that Pepsi has their own over-the-road division. I didn't know that either. But I guess with Red Classic being Coke, I guess Pepsi, what is Pepsi's? Brown Classic? I mean, I don't know. White and Blue Classic? What is the name of the over-the-road division? Western pays the second Tuesday of next week. Yeah. Can you believe a place that if you're not in a truck, for whatever reason, they've said, this is what Western says. It's broke down. You don't have a truck. Say you're switching trucks. They won't pay you. They don't pay you on Friday. That's the most ridiculous thing. Go file immediately Friday morning, somebody at Western. Please put this place on notice that they have to pay you on time. I haven't looked their state up, but I have to believe that you're required to pay people on payday. You don't just get to hold people's checks, as I haven't found a state that allows it. That kind of stuff cannot go along. Stay in training, you get paid more. At Western, you would, yeah. Brooklyn style pizza is the only real pizza. That's not even pizza. Brooklyn pizza? I can't even make good sunglasses out of those because too much light goes through them. This gigantic wedge of pizza. Oh, my gosh. They're scared because they're felons. That's a shame. Because you're a felon doesn't mean they don't get to not pay you. That isn't right. So if you're a felon and you're working at Western and they don't pay you on Friday, go down there and file with the state and say, look, these people are felons too because they're withholding hundreds of dollars of my pay. Go down there and get your money. I've always thought that was terrible of Western, what they do anyway, which they take advantage of people because they're down on their luck or have a bad situation. People need a job. I get it. But you don't get to pay them half of what everybody else gets because you know that they have a tough time going somewhere else. That's using people, and it isn't right. Jeff, a covered wagon. We had some covered wagons, too, where I was. So, yeah, those are okay, too. I like the curtain side better, though. Curtain side is a van-shaped trailer where the sides slide and it has a metal roof on it. That's how ours was set up. You see Little Caesars trailers. Yeah, I've seen those all day delivering. I guess in-house drivers, right? You don't like Little Caesars, but they're all over the East Coast. Used to be 2 trailers would drive. That would be trailer, right? People don't remember that probably. Used to get 2 pizzas for $5. Trans Am has satellite TV in French. Oh, so if you're going to be broke, you're doing it style. Oh, well. And each driver, as soon as you graduate school there and get your own truck, you get a beret with the CFI logo on it. New Bern, is Pepsi. All right, I didn't know that. New Bern Transport. Is Jessup a good company? Let's see what people say about that. I've never heard of them. The pay by EFS costs $40 to cash your check. Who Western does that? I've never heard that. Are they really not running direct deposit? And why would it cost $40 to cash your check? Nobody's getting a check big enough at Western to need $40 to cash an EFS check. And by the way, banks take all these electronic payments. If you didn't know it, Comdata, EFS, it's just a money transfer system. Talk to your bank. You can write it out in a paper, right? Because I've been paid at companies with a com check, and I took a blank com check to my bank, deposited it just like a regular check. And that was years ago, so I got to believe it's easier to do now. Your wife owns a pizza shop. She sells 8 by 24 Towards Square Deal pizza. It's close to square. It should be called rectangle deal pizza, I think, right? So what is that, a Chicago style pizza, I hope? Chicago pizza versus New York pizza could be because of World War III. That's the toughest question. It could. There's no reason for it to, because the New York style pizza is not even pizza. So it's not even, I don't know why it has to be a war about it. I mean, one person's obviously wrong. It's super, super simple. PTL treats felons good. Felons should be treated like everybody else. If people are out into society and they come to a place like Western, they shouldn't be taken and say, oh, you have no choice, so we're going to pay you less. That's using people, and it isn't right to do. You pay people a decent wage for the work that they're doing, not because you have a DUI or whatever your felony is. We're going to pay you less. It isn't right. Brooklyn Pizza's paper plates covered with toppings. That's more like it, exactly. Pepsi has their own brokerage. I didn't know that. Typically the lowest paying loads, oh, probably the heaviest loads too, right? Cash is King Trucking, a load of Pepsi. What's that thing weigh? Chicago pizza, you need to use a ladle to eat it. That's how you know it's delicious, right? Right, EFS. Banks don't take EFS. I don't know. They'll take a com check. Let's put it that way. You can take a com check, paper com check to a bank and cash it. I know because I've done it. Check cashing in this area is no more than 1.5%. I mean, $40. What kind of EFS check are we getting here? Little Caesars pays $24 an hour with food service experience. Holy mackerel. For 2-day delivery routes in Minneapolis. Overtime after 40. That's pretty good. You've thought about it. Yeah, maybe time to turn that truck in. Sauce has to be on top. That's the only way to make a pizza, of course. The bank doesn't recognize. I don't know why not. Let's put it that way. They will recognize com checks. Western is out of Nashville, right. So I got to believe Tennessee has the same kind of rules that I find in a lot of these other states. That on payday, you're required to be paid. They can't hold your check. They can't even hold your check if you've quit legally, although a lot of places do. They have to pay you on payday the money that you're due, period, without any withholdings. Your bank takes EFS. I got to believe somebody does it. I've never tried an EFS check there. They'll take a com check. It's just a money transfer system. They should take it. Talk to a manager. Maybe they know more about it. Pepsi loads are 40,000. Right, exactly. So it's the lowest pay and the most weight. Comdata charges and EFS charges more. If you're paying $40 a week to cash your check, I haven't looked. Does Western not offer direct deposit? Go get a pay card from Walmart. It's probably less to put it on there. Rather than paying $40, that's $2,000 a year to cash your check. I mean, Western only pays you $4,000 a year to start with. I mean, holy mackerel. That isn't any good at all. What are, what's a brown paper bag? That's another CB term. Hey, look at that brown paper bag over there. What the heck kind of lingo is that? Does anybody know what a brown paper bag? I've never heard of that either. So that is that's another weird one. I don't understand it. Have you? Oh, by the way, Cash is King, have you ever taken one of these wonderful Pepsi loads? You know, and what kind of money you think they're paying on that kind of load? Are they under $1? And who takes them? Holy mackerel! That wasn't that load you had coming back. No, that was a yogurt. That was that yogurt load that you had coming back. Brown paper bags. I'm not sure about who will get that one as the delay. Is it your lunch? No, James. It's no. Check out. You would say to somebody else on the CB, look out at this mile marker is a brown paper bag. EFS charges $1 for up to $9.99. Or that sounds a little better than $40. The same as Bagger Face. No. Trucker Hershey. No. When you left New Bern, you were at 48 cents loaded and empty. That's not terrible, right? Why did you leave that place? It would seem like a private carrier is the way to go. If they use the EFS, the company could be crooked. They shut it down anytime they want, lose more than you earn. If they're charging you $40, just that's a reason to quit. Holy mackerel, that's $2,000 a year. So if this place I haven't seen, I will say this too. No one's ever complained about it on YouTube, and that seems like it would be a complaint somebody has talked about, which nobody's really talked about on there. Oh, Kane gets it right again. It's an unmarked police car. That's really something, James. Yep, not a county cop, but an unmarked car. Will you get fired for 18 over? Well, here's the thing. Helping yourself, you can learn and help others, which is like the longest YouTube name ever. You're going to need to shorten that. But will you get fired? It's up to your company. You know, they can fire you for nothing, literally, in most states. So can they fire you for that? Yeah. What is their policy? I don't know. What is their policy? If you get a second one, though, within a couple of years, 3 years, 2-3 years, right, you lose your license. It's a serious offense. Fight it. If you haven't paid it yet or anything, go fight it. Get a lawyer and fight the ticket for sure. Can they fire you? Yes. Will they? It's up to them. Company policy. Oracle. Oracle. The Oracle beat something out of Chicago. I don't even know where we're going with that. Brown paper bag is an unmarked police car. Yeah, I never knew that one. Chris is back to trucking. Do reefer loads go mostly cross country? Possible parish loads, I would think. Yeah, look, I always did the longest loads on reefer. That's what I've told people, and that's how it has been for me. I found the longest loads to be refrigerated loads. So, you know, always you get longer loads, and the companies that seem to have the longest length of haul are refrigerated load haulers. So that's the way on the road I'd like to run. Long loads like Holland out of North Dakota there, 1,400-mile length of hauls. That's the way I used to do it. We've used EFS longer than you've been there. Okay, so I'm just saying that I think some banks take it. Maybe they don't. Okay, you're at Roadrunner now, so you don't know anything about it. What about beating the bushes? This is another CB term that I never heard of. Hey, can you go over there and beat the bushes for me? That would be an example of... plus, you'd have to say stuff about not wearing women's underwear, presumably, and also some swear words as well. So, because that's apparently mandatory on the CB, you need to alert people to the fact that you're not wearing any women's undergarments, and then you can say your piece. But you can go beat the bushes. So, Pepsi loads $1.25. Oh, an average. Ashley uses Pepsi as backhaul as well, but the drivers at Ashley are making their regular money as company drivers. So if you're getting 80% of that, I mean, that's under $1. That's $1 a mile to you. That's not super great. That's not super great on a heavy load. I guess if that'd be better than nothing, I guess, but that's no kind of money. 4 people in a truck. What about bathroom break? Talking about bathroom breaks. Yeah, you'd have to stop all the time. Believe me, I'm sure some of these drivers have some kind of arrangement with, who knows what goes on in the truck. That's all I'm saying. If it takes over 2 weeks of direct deposit, it's time to leave the company. Look, they can make a mistake on the pay. That happens to me here. I'm sure it happens to everybody. Oh, pay is wrong. But when I call them, they go, oh, all right, we'll correct that right away. Simple. It should be a simple thing. And if the next week it isn't fixed, then that's a problem. You're like, hey, you need to pay me. Do not keep working if a company doesn't pay you, because that isn't going to go, that's not going to get any better. Get your pay on an EFS card, only ATM fees. So that sounds more like what it should be. Can you transfer that money from the card to your bank account? I know a lot of places allow that. That would probably be the cheapest way to do it, maybe. These CB terms from way back, don't remember what that one means. Yeah, I mean, I never heard of this. Beat the bushes? What the heck? Who made all these up? Hey, can you beat the bushes for me? That would be the example of how that would be used. Some places pay on a pay card. I don't like it. So especially if it's the company's card, if they do, as soon as you get money on it, take it off of there. I cannot tell you the number of people that write to me and say, I quit and now I can't access my money because the money's on the pay card, which is your fuel card, and they turn it off. So don't do that. Try to get paid in a bank account. Get a pay card from Walmart. You're better off paying that fee than getting paid on their card, because if they turn it off, you don't have any money. You were on reefer, boats head to Florida, produce back to Michigan. Yeah, I think that's the longest way to do it. How many months experience do you need to be at ShipX? I think ShipX wants a year of experience, but I'd still call them because you never know what they'd be willing to do for you. Maybe they can work something out, or I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying they would do it. It's certainly worth a phone call. Doesn't cost you anything. Crispy in Philly, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's much appreciated. Thank you. CB Slang, the plain white unmarked cars are Polar Bear. Yes. Polar Bear is an unmarked white car. Transfer the EFS or COM data for $40. That's crazy. That's crazy. If that's what they're charging, that's crazy. That term sounds like looking for the police, checking for the police ahead. Women go to the bathroom together, so if all the drivers were women, the bathroom thing corrects itself. Yeah, I don't know. One woman gets up, oh, we'll all go with you. What is going on in there? I always wondered. You're going to email Little Caesar's card too? Yeah. So it says beating the bushes means to like lure the cops away. So it's like somebody goes ahead and lures the cops so that you can get through wherever you're going. That's what they were suggesting beating the bushes means. I've never heard it. Never heard it. Disco party at the chicken coop. Driving ahead of the other truckers in an effort to draw the police. Yeah, Steven's got it, right? Which I didn't read that right. Steven's got it exactly correct. You're staying on late today? Technical issues? No, I'm on till around 3:30 every Monday. I did have technical issues, but I'm on till 3:30. Mm-hmm. Oh, you meant New York. All right, right. No, Care Bear. That was on here too, Care Bear, but I figured people would get that one. Care Bear is the cop in the construction zone, right? Canadian tanker yanker. Yikes, but you have a note from your mom. Awesome. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you stopping by today. Smith makes you take your first paycheck in a com check. So I know BB&T takes com checks. That's some bank, I presume. They say it takes 2 weeks to set up direct deposit. It doesn't, but maybe for them it does. As long as it's not on a pay card, or even if it's on their com check card, get it off of there. That's all I'm saying. Just get it off so that you have access to it. What's considered good pay? I certainly wouldn't want a student to start out under the 40s. Because you can get that or more. They plot when going to the bathroom more than men. Yeah, I don't understand it. Jeff is out. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Mr. Jeffrey Herring, good afternoon. What's going on way over there today? Check out Red Monkey Trucking. Is that a trucking company or is that some kind of after hours thing? Red Monkey After Hours. You had a real bad experience. Our Roadrunner Reefer Midwest fleet didn't even finish orientation. Why? What happened in orientation? Did I ever do livestock? No, I never hauled livestock. I've walked by trailers and watched them pee out the side. That's about as close as I've gotten to hauling them. Hey, Mike, what's going on? I wonder, is those rates now going all year long? Those rates are true disasters. I don't know that much about the rates. As a company driver, we have Cassius King Trucking on here that follows that really super closely because he has to. And I don't know where the rates, I never know where the rates are going to go. That's always been my problem with percentage pay. If you get paid on a percentage, your rate of pay then goes down if the rate comes down, right? So that's my concern about percentage pay. You're really tired of sitting, getting 400-mile loads, then afterwards having to shut down and constantly be happening as soon as they get a long-distance load that they give it. Yeah, that kind of thing is worth a call, though, before you just quit and say, hey, look, what's going on? Why can I get some miles? It's worth talking to them about it. Change jobs is not funny unless you're paying child support. Yeah, well, true. Your new channel, Red Monkey Trucking. Oh, I see. Got a promotion. Well, I appreciate that. I inspired you. Yeah, look, anybody that wants to get out on YouTube, yeah, go check it out. Go check out this channel. And anybody that wants to get on there, do it. I mean, life is short, and you never know. You can change the entire industry. Who are you? People say, well, who do I need to be to do that? Well, I don't know. Why can't you do it? So you're one person. What's the difference? ShipX wants 18 months, so I don't even know about my own company. So not my company, but a company on my channel. All right, I would still call them if you had less than 18 months to talk to them and see what they say. Will they work with you? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I can't speak for them, certainly. How much airtime do you have to stick about Bull's Rear to get him to Bull's Rear? I don't know about that question. That's for sure. Yeah, look, Stephen, and look, I appreciate that. This inspired you to start your own channel. Have at it, right? It's a lot of fun, and it will turn into a lot of work. You're going to love it. I'll check it out when I get out of here. I'm going to write it down, as a matter of fact. Possible BlueParrott slogan: if you have to wear it, make it a parrot. Oh, that's really good, too. That's good. I like it. We'll submit that to them. I'm writing down Red Monkey Trucking so I don't forget about it, right? Rates these days are bad. That's why a lot of company drivers are sitting on your own trucks, and sometimes it's not worth it. It depends. That's what I tell owner operators. I don't know, but it depends on how much it costs you to run your truck per mile. If you own the truck and it's older, it's a lot different than a company that has thousands of trucks where they can get a penny here and a penny there, right? Owner operating is stressful. It would seem to me that it's super stressful. I would always be worried because, I have a family here to support and bills and stuff. And so if my truck breaks, so for me, it's not worth it to me. Do people make a living? Yes. Is it a bad thing to do? No, I'm not saying that at all. But it's a lot of stress and risk. So the risk has to be worth it. You should make double a company driver because you're taking all this risk. I don't have any risk. If my truck doesn't start when I go in today, I'll get a different truck or get that one fixed. If you're an owner operator that doesn't start, you might be down the whole week. That won't happen to me. That's part of why you should make more. You're taking a much bigger risk. 600 miles from Florida to North Carolina is $450. Oh. Well, I know loads that come out of Florida don't pay much from what I understand, but that's about crazy. Could you just drive somewhere and, into Georgia or whatever and get a better load? I don't know. Holy moly. Do I know anything about MDS? No. If stressful for dry van because rates decreasing rapidly, have you considered doing a reefer so that you can do dry van or reefer loads? It's just a thought. You got to go. Cough medicine is kicking in. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And we'll see you next Monday. Why is leasing a truck become the norm? Oh, so that companies can rent you the truck. Then you can pretend you're an owner-operator when you're just leasing it. And they get all the benefits of not having to pay workman's comp on you, not having to pay disability insurance on you, which is expensive for drivers, not having to give you paid holidays or paid anything. You take care of all that stuff and buy them their truck so that, you can pay for their truck. Awesome. That's a great deal for them, but not a great deal for you. All you're doing is renting your job. It doesn't make any sense. So risky, cost you $5,000 to fix your transmission plus 2 weeks. Right. That's exactly why I don't own a truck. If that happened to me or most of us here as company drivers, I would just get a different truck and continue to drive. If it broke down on the road, they would tow me another truck, and it wouldn't cost me anything. And I would get paid to wait until they brought me a truck. That's the thing. But for that, you should make double what I make at least, or double what a company driver can make doing the same job that you're doing for the risk that you're putting in. If you don't, it's not worth it. Sell the truck and become a company driver. No risk. Because you got to go buy all your insurance and everything too. You don't have any health insurance, even when you're leasing. No health insurance, no disability, no nothing. The recruiter lied up to about everything that the company told you. Nice. The automatic trucks, when you went there, you have the restriction, and they fired her and told you. Nice. Well, they should still arrange something for you. Come on. Oh, so your truck is in the shop. Oh, rear differential, down a week plus $3,500. That's expensive. That's why you own the truck and I don't. I just can't take that kind of risk. It's just not worth it to me. You're going to lose a week's pay then, presumably, or use a different truck, rent a truck, and pay this $3,500. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's 10 weeks of pay for an England driver. Because they had no automatics in the fleet, you'd have to go drive in the Northeast, and oh man, that's not, when they lie to you and they admit, our person lied, they ought to bring a truck down to you. That doesn't make any sense. They should say, this is our fault, we will fix it. Then it would have been a great place. I should do a video on the pros and cons of dry van, reefer, and flatbed. Yeah, some of it, I agree with you. And some of it is personal, though. Like, I personally don't like flatbed because of the work involved and the weather and stuff. But there are people that love it. Some people are like, that's all I would ever do. It keeps you working, I guess. But for me, man, just opening the doors, it's so easy. I see lease driver as an option. Even though the driver assumes the responsibility of the truck, isn't he compensated? No, because a lease driver doesn't have the benefits. Nobody figures in the benefits of a company driver. You also have to be compensated for that, for vacation, paid holidays, right? Health insurance, dental insurance, vision insurance, life insurance, disability insurance, long-term disability insurance, legal plans, all these things that companies offer at good companies to a company driver, you'd have to buy all that out of that money. So does a lease driver at most companies make more than a good company driver? No, they don't. Why lease a truck to a mega carrier? You make less and less home time. Yeah, well, they're the ones that offer the leases. No money down, come out here, pick your truck color, we'll paint your name on the truck, and you're now an owner-operator. No, you're renting their truck. It ought to say Hertz on the side of the truck. You're 25 miles from Plainfield. Keep the traffic rolling through there. Rates are always low out of Florida. Yeah, I thought Florida had low rates. It's almost worth driving into Georgia, right, sometimes? It's not worth it. You'll lose $15 a year to keep up your truck and trailer. I don't think it's worth it leasing. If anything, you have to own the truck with your own authority, and then you can work it out that way. They're not going to pay you enough to buy your trucks. You must lease. You must lease a problem. It never works out. They save a ton of money on not having to provide you all the benefits, Social Security, all those things that they would have to provide to me. What if the lease has a 5-year warranty, free towing? All right, so you're down a week and you got the truck towed free. Now what? I'd be getting paid for that time because I'd get another truck. Not worth it to me. No health insurance? Come on. You'd never do a lease purchase because the majority of the trucks are old. Well, some of them are doing brand new trucks. They're either going to be put up for lease or they're being traded in. Some do that, but some have a variety. I've seen you can pick a 15, a 16, 17, or a brand new truck, that kind of thing. Florida was always cheap, but never this cheap. Going down pays, but not anymore. $2 to Florida. Well, right. So the two of them together, if it's not enough, we can't go down there. Rates are going up and down, plus your clock. You can go broke just for home time. That's why I kind of encourage people to be a company driver, especially with how much company drivers are making right now. Hertz spelled hurts because all the pain of buying everything you need. It's a real problem. If you had to buy all this health insurance and stuff, no way do you make more than a good company driver. No way. Had a drop and couldn't open the doors due to load shifting in the back. Well, that's a problem on relays. I totally agree. You never know how the last person drove it. Maybe it's your drop. You didn't have to open the doors at all. They'll give you another truck until it's fixed. Okay, that's good. You get another truck until this one's fixed. Bingo. That's better than most places. I still don't think you could match a good driver if you bought all the benefits. I get 5 weeks of vacation, so paid. So you need to take 5 weeks off, and with your full pay, you'd have to figure all that in every one of those weeks and pay the truck and everything to take those weeks off. We have like 8 paid holidays here. You have to take those off. If you count up all those kind of benefits, you cannot come close really to a good company driver. When you're leasing their truck, buy your health insurance and stuff. No way. I don't think it works out. Or at least I've asked people and no one has been able to give me, to be that much more. It's $1,000, another $1,000 a week you'd have to make every single week and take time off. Just came out of Florida, Wisconsin, 1,500 miles, $7,200 hauling snowbird cars. Oh, that's really nice. Will you be watching Jay at Auto Transport Intel tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central? Live. He's live at 8 p.m. He talks about car hauling. So depending on what you haul, you might make money. Why can't these people drive their own car anyway? Maybe, why don't they drive their own car up there? And starting a channel is well inspired by, thank you very much. Still in development? Texas Trucker 325. Very good. Well, let us know when it's up, and that's great. I'm really glad that people are doing that, right? It's a lot of fun. Long-term, short-term accident, life together? Yeah, I don't think so. Long-term, I have long-term disability insurance, not accident insurance here. So you go ahead and price out how much until you're 65, because my insurance would pay me until I'm 65, 70% of my pay. So being in my extreme upper 30s, you can figure that, see what that is, health insurance, all that. It's not $36 a week, I'll tell you that. It was 2 different companies that Roadrunner owned, so I applied at Roadrunner, but they sent you to work at A&A out of South Dakota. They wanted you to go to the north. Yeah, they just wanted you to do it. Maybe that, we'll get these people in here and we'll just send them wherever we want, lie, just like every other company. Lie to them, and then if they don't like it, out they go, right? I don't know why these companies don't care. Believe me, if they'd have given you the truck you wanted and did what they promised, you'd probably still be there right now. And that would have been the better way to do it. How can you afford a truck that needs maintenance every 2 weeks? I don't know. Why does your truck need maintenance so often? I mean, holy mackerel. I mean, if it needs maintenance that much, maybe it's time for another truck, right? Maybe. I don't know. Cash is king trucking. Where are you to answer this kind of thing, right? Because I don't own a truck for just those kind of reasons. That people, the breakdowns, the costs, just for me, it isn't. The health insurance is super expensive, right? Disability, life, all that costs money. Vision, it all costs money. The newer the truck, the worse. I don't know. I got this one. This is a new 18. It came in new at the end of 17. It's never broken down. It's only gone back to Freightliner once for a recall. So I don't know what to say. Some of them have had problems. This one has been a pretty good truck. It just seems to vary. People do talk about the new trucks having a lot of problems. I don't know. This one hasn't had any issues with it. DD15 in it with the Eaton 12-speed automatic. So no issues, right? It's been doing it pretty good. New trucks require maintenance every 15,000. I don't know. We're not in every 15,000 miles at all. Not even close to it. So no way, right? So, we don't have to bring them in that often. And they maintain them with the warranty and everything. I don't even think the warranty requires that many. Okay, lease operator deals are bad. Then what driver signs up for this? Because, look, they sell drivers a dream. Because drivers want to feel like they own the road. They're owner-operators. They're in business for themselves. You're taking care of all your own business. And so, here's a brand new truck you can get. Look, you've been driving a year. You can get a new truck or sometimes less. Brand new. You pick the colors out of it. And they say, you can make just $4,000 a week. That's gross money to the truck. But, $200,000. You're going to make $200,000 gross. They don't tell you gross. That's who signs up for it. People that don't know. They don't think about, I'm losing my health insurance, my dental, my vacations, holidays. I lose everything for this. Workman's comp. I get hurt. You're just out of luck, right? All that. You lose it all so that you can pick your truck color. It doesn't make sense to me. You buy your own health insurance from the state. It's $1,100 being an owner-operator. Wow. Getting tough to beat a company driver at a good company with benefits. You do better because you're owning the truck rather than leasing it like a lot of these people. So you still can. And, and that maybe, I don't know if that's for one or two, but my wife, I've talked about that here on the channel. My wife is partially disabled, so she goes to the doctor a lot of times a year. Health insurance for us is very expensive. You wouldn't even be able to come close buying it for what the company provides it for to me at about $250 a month for the two of us, which is still a lot, but not near what it would cost to buy it. I've looked it up. It's a couple of $1,000s a month for the policy that we have here. Just that. Take 5 weeks off for vacation, all that. Nobody really comes close to that. All the DF trucks are junk. We haven't had any problems with some of them, and some have been in the shop a lot. You're thinking of driving for a local company to sell your truck. Yeah, see how it goes. Check out Cassius King Trucking Channel, who deals a lot with the numbers of the owner-operator side. Maybe you two could get some help that way. Standard maintenance for us is every 25,000. Yeah, we're double that here. We are double that here. So they don't bring them in much, and it's only been back to Freightliner for a recall. In all this time, it just seems to run okay every day. I don't know, but not all of them do. I know some of them have problems. I'm not saying like they don't have problems. This one has been pretty good without any issues. It's run every day, even through the winter or whatever. Unplugged, it's done fine. So I don't know what else to say about that way. So I'm going to wrap it up here today as we go into 3:30 as usual. So I do appreciate everybody being here though, and check out the blog. I should have a new podcast up here tomorrow, I hope. Holy mackerel, that's been slowed down. It's just been a disaster of work here, but I do hope to get that up anyway. DEF system kills trucks fast when governed at 65, requires maintenance every month. Yeah, I don't know. Ours hasn't had a problem. We're governed at 65. I haven't had any problems. It's only been back to Freightliner for a recall, and that's it. So that's how it works on the truck. That's been my personal experience with the truck. I get a new one every few years, so in a year or two I'll be able to tell you how the next one works. Wow, Bill, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Street Scores and everybody, thank you for coming in, especially coming back after the internet disaster, which I apologize for. Chrome Daddy, oh yes, local on salary. Salary is the best way to go. Steven, thank you. Sam, thanks for coming in here today. And I'm here live every week at 1 to 3:30. I try to, if Comcast will cooperate. So I don't know what to say about that. My truck, if you're asking me, is an 18. It's a new Cascadia, not the Not the Evolution, but the new one with the LED lights, with the DD15 and an Eaton 12-speed full DEF truck. We're set at 425 horsepower and 65 miles an hour on cruise or the pedal, either way, with all the sensors and stuff around it. And it's just been an okay truck for me personally. Your DD15 had a clutch issue. No clutch issues here. No clutch. At least none that I can use, certainly. Dad's Adventure, thank you for being here too today. And everybody, but I have to go make them some money so they can pay for these new trucks that we got in. So I am headed out. And be safe out there, okay? And try not to stop, I guess, for anybody on the side of the road so nobody else has to get killed, really. Adam, I'm telling you, we run 50,000 on the maintenance here on PMs and haven't had any problems with it. But that's just us here. They should have a 1.5 split between both the manuals and the automatics. Yeah, it's about 80-20 here now. We're not getting any more manuals in, all automatics coming in. So there'll be some coming, all automatics here probably within another year. You've been leading since September and living it, right? Oh, you're a hazmat tanker driver. That's not bad. So that should pay the best of all of us, really. That it's worth it to drive a bomb around. Really? All right. I'm headed out. Thanks for being here. And we'll be back soon, of course, with more trucking answers. We'll see you soon.